Salaam wa tabi liwaji akari mi tabi leke bi astaghfirullah bihi baki baratuma. Astaghfirullah zibo way to be lay men zeba hema me hayub astaghfirullah zibo way to be lay men zeba me hayub out to be haki be here lahi man full to majority to benahi to who majority sagari makaka kabari wa bedamari gafira for taba ba takra ba here ba feri was it in ma ba ha other ba fa rabia let's for menafi wa cha to misaka benai ya ishipisar wa mira ya khairan meka safasana gamira lejma jabiha ma tapakala katimana kari kalada Likuna da Tapurazvia, Rabikum, with Tasman Cabria, Hepatalawa, Yakhaida, Kasika Mikawa, Nikna Mafia, Tiwachakua, Tiwatana, Ti Hepacani Bisla, Maya, Tubulis over Hidia V Mahagayu, Akula Kulezuru, Wama, Siwafati, Alajurity, Mutakari Matakari, Rahim, Sahara, because that's with Salah Muslim, Alhamdulillah, he, Rudalami, Baki Putu, Baki Putu, Baki Putu. Deranja, fire don't fall.
I was reading this book.
You will see the playlist.
It's called Spirit Man Jinn by Ahmed Halusi.
Okay.
I remember we was talking about this in the chat that time.
A year ago, it was just so much going on. A year ago, I never got to honestly even read it, man. But I remember when I first met you, you were with your brother, Islam to the Moors, to our brother, Sufi brother, a fellow Morid Dullah, our brother, Alassine partner. But I'm very excited to finally get to read it because I have some free time. But I remember you telling me about it. How did you like it? I don't want you to spoil anything. I don't know.
Nah, it's awesome, man. It goes into a lot of interesting things. You know, he has a lot of sources in the book. So you know, I thought it was a good read. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's interested in the topic, because it's the first book I read about jinn or anything related to the matter. So I thought it was good. Yeah.
Wow, that's heavy, man. The world of jinn and jinns, man, itself or spirit, it's a heavy thing once you become aware of what the jinn are and the role they play in your life.
Yeah. The first time you know, we met when Sheikh Sufi came to the shop to do that talk, I remember you did Astaghfirullah Bihi that day, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. That was powerful, man.
This is, you know, it's so funny. We talk about Sufism and we talk about jinns and we talk about Astaghfirullah Bihi because it all correlates. Because throughout my life, battling the jinns since 1995, that's another story within the story. But when I discovered Qasidas and I discovered Astaghfirullah Bihi, my first sheikh told me, he said, marry a Qasida. And once the beauty of Astaghfirullah Bihi and all these Qasidas, when we talk about marrying a Qasida, Bamba comes in many forms and shape. Bamba is international. Bamba said that his mortals will be in America. I'm a indigenous Moorish American. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I'm part of that. But not only that, you know, what does a Sufi look like? And I remember when I was trying to find my Sufi brotherhood or find what I thought was Bamba, I was just looking for Black Sufis in Bamba. And I was out in the world sinning and struggling with addiction. When I discovered Astaghfirullah Bihi, I would just recite it every single day because I knew I was out there sinning. So the dude was like, bro, once you memorize this, Bamba lives in you, you can't go to hell. You know, and there's no look to an addict. There's no look to a Muslim, you know. So when I would recite it around people that would look, these other Muslims would kind of look at me, what the heck is this? You know, and I'm just like, I'm glad I was in the house. When I met the Fez Dealer, my brother, I felt so at home and I felt accepted, and around you, I was around my family. You know, that's why I just had to recite it. You know, it was love, man.
It was powerful, man. I'm glad we met you know, that day, and you know, everything transpired that day, because that day was powerful, man.
Hot, man. And you know, and Bismillah, when I married Astaghfirullah Bihi, my first Qasida I married was Astaghfirullah Bihi. The second one was Tufatu with the Da'in. But Astaghfirullah Bihi, man, it helps you with a lot of things when you struggle with addiction and a lot of jinns. You know, let's say, for example, smoking. I like to smoke herb like a lot of people. I'm Native American, man. One thing I try to steer away from is alcohol because that destroys my people. But the herb, I embrace it.
Once you have an understanding of how to use the herb, I think, you know what I'm saying, it'll be better for you. It'll be a beneficial thing for you. You know what I'm
saying? Absolutely. And I had to learn how to use it because it's part of me. It's somewhat part of my culture, who I am. And I don't want to abuse it, but I would tell my Sufi brothers, especially if you're a Murid, if you're under our order, you know, he recite that, but we have to remember your intention. And my intention is to have control over the smoke and be one with who I am and clear my mind and to fight the genies, because those jinns, let me tell you, if you're a person that don't have a knowledge of reciting and casitas, the jinn can also have an addiction. So whatever your addiction is, whether it's porn, whether it's masturbation, whether it's drinking, you know, that jinn, you know, develops the addiction along with you.
Goes in to the book that I was reading, because he was also, you know, pointing out some of the surahs in the Quran that speak about
Mm-hmm.
the jinn. And you know, I read a little bit out of it, because it's one chapter in here that says, you know, the Quran and jinn. And in Surah 55, ayat 15, which is Ar Rahman, it says, and he created jinns from fire free of smoke. And then Surah 15, ayat 27, which is Al Hijra, and the jinn race we had created before from the fire of the scorching wind.
Facts.
So that's in the
Facts.
that's in the Quran right there, you know. So, and there's
And
many there's many more, you know what I'm saying, but those were just two that stood out to me.
yes, and so these jinns, you know, can live to be 4 or 5 thousand years old, you know, and people can manipulate you, unfortunately, with jinns. And my thing is, I went through a lot of traumatic things with jinn manipulation, having magicians, you know, as a novice looking to see what I thought was mystical when I was trying to learn about what Baba was.
Mhm.
And I would tell my by far people who looking to learn about Sufism, you got to be careful who you go up under, because everyone is not have pure intentions. You have some people who make pacts with jinns and they can use their jinn to manipulate you. You can be a novice just simply looking for divination, and that jinn can, you know, because you have people who can talk to jinns. You have jinn
Yeah,
sultans, you have jinn caliphs, you have jinn Sufis. You know, you have people. I know some people who can speak the language of the jinn,
yeah,
and you know, and unfortunately, sometimes we get scammed. You know, so
yeah,
as we can't let those things disparage us, because, like Sheikh Ahmed Obama said, this is a mordicus. So, you know, Sheikh Ibn Fall said it. You know, so you have to go through your ups and downs. And I want to be a testament and help other people as a Taliban, as a dedicated Shawman and Taliban. I want to be able to help steer people to the right direction from the West, inshallah, Allah, along with the direction and guidance from our beloved Sheikh Sufi Ba.
absolutely, inshallah, man. You know, and anybody out there, you know, who's gonna watch this video, man, just know, you know, this brother right here is like a real Sufi, you know, master. He's a high adept, you know what I'm saying,
Humble student.
at this, man. You know what I'm saying? He's being humble right now, but you know, he's the real deal Holyfield. So if you
I'm
need
just happy to be with my brother, man. I'm
if
just
you
happy
need
to
some
be
help, if
home.
you need some help battling some of the jinn, man, holla at him, man. He got that work.
Yes, man. Alhamdulillah to Sheikh Sufi Var, Jeddah Jeff to Sheikh Sufi Var, Jeddah Jeff Sheikh Dr. Wali, Dr. Diallo. These are some of the Sheikhs, Dr. Sheikh Gaye, who just came to America. These are some of the Sufis, Sheikhs that I like to study with, because I consider myself to be a pure alchemy. And what I mean by that is, when we hear the term alchemy, sometimes in the West, we get it confused because it has a dark connotation to it. And sometimes
Right.
alchemy, from what my definition of alchemy, and I'm looking at my notes right now,
Hmm.
like I said, I'm a person who went through being scammed and people doing evil things to me, and I want to be a living testament to what alchemy is from a Black Western perspective. And for me, it is, I use the
Right.
casitas. You know, some people use gins, and that's great, but I would never make a pact with a gin personally. I believe that it's with your intention and what you use. For example, you can use tufatu to help a person that's struggling with addiction, and it's use your attention to help a person.
Right.
You know, some people would just tell their gin, yeah, go do this and help this person. Da, 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 da. But at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to get finessed, because that person has to pay their gin. And
Hmm.
that gin can get jealous of you. That gin might get attracted to you. And then, so it's best to use, you know, it's to, alhamdulillah, if you have a gift for magic, and some people, they like to do it. But I would tell a person, if you're learning and you want to get into this, don't fall into the gin traps, and just use the casitas and use, you know, the weird that your sheikh gave you, you know,
Facts.
because
Facts
you
right
need a
there.
balance, you know. But personally, I have salt baths. It was something that I've learned how to do, and a lot of people, when you're dealing with addictions or fighting jinns. The salt baths. Those are things and tools that we use to kill jinns.
Facts. Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. I have been trying to put out these videos, what I'm saying, for other people, because I know
Dope.
when I was coming into this and I was trying to, figure things out and figure out how I'm gonna walk this path, there was nothing,
Nothing.
nothing. And that's coming from, looking for somebody who speaks English, what I'm saying,
Yes.
has a good understanding of what they're talking about, what I'm saying. So Darren Jeff Sheikh Sufi Ba for bringing,
Yes.
what I'm saying, these
Sheikh
teachings.
Zulu.
Darren Jeff to our whole, what I'm saying, Sufi school, what I'm saying, because we got some amazing people who have these
Divine.
teachings. And they just making my life a lot better. I know that for sure. So if you need to reach out to the Sheikh Amadou Bamba International Sufi School, definitely you could reach out to brother Korey Salaam, you could reach out to myself, or you could reach out directly to our Sheikh, Sheikh Sufi at gmail.com. And he loves
Yes.
questions, so email him. He'll be
Yes,
happy
man.
to reply to you.
You don't know how happy I was, brother, when I saw that YouTube video. It was 2018. I saw it was Sheikh Sufi in Brooklyn with Sheikh Zulu. And I was
Mm,
like, are these Americans? What's going on? I was
mm,
confused because I'm trying to find someone to look like me that can speak English
facts.
because I don't want to get finesse. I just know I want to learn about Bamba. That's all
Mm,
I wanted to learn, man. And alhamdulillah, it took me 3 years and I found our Sheikh. Went through the
yeah.
dark to find the light. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, man.
That's it, man. And it's a great thing to have, other people in the Dara that you could connect with and you could, stay connected with, because a lot of people are they're far away,
Mm-hmm.
geographically, we may be in different cities, different states, but with the age of technology and the internet, YouTube and everything like that is real easy to stay connected. So I'm making a conscious effort to put out information and pass information about our school, about our Sheikh, about Sheikh Amadou Bamba and the Sufi path, just because of the benefits that I've received from it, and I feel the need to pay it forward. So um I want to reach
MashaAllah.
out. I wanted to reach out to my brother right here, Korey, because when I was coming into this, he was the first person I seen as like, yo, he's the real deal. He's the mystic, bro. Like
Yeah. There's
I
no
gotta
look
go
to
if
a
I got a
mystic.
question about something, if I think I got attacked by a jinn, if I need a prayer to get some money, I need a new job. And I don't wanna bother Sheikh because he busy. He's in Germany
Yeah.
right now. He got a Sufi retreat in Germany. He about to be in
Yeah.
Spain. Reach out to Korey Salam, man. He got some teachings for you.
And I want to say the Sheikh allowed me, even as a Taliban, because that's the thing about I love about our Dara. I'm so honest, I would never pretend to be a Sheikh, but I am a Shaman, because it's a part of my heritage. I was just able to come into this Dara and find a way to bring it out me in the right way, the Islamic way, the
Right.
Sufi way. And that's why I told you earlier in the story, people don't know I'm a Muslim. But when I tell them I'm Sufi, they go, okay, that makes sense. Because yeah, don't judge me if you see me with a joint in my hand, because I might have some medicine in my bag that can help along with some herbs that can heal you, alhamdulillah. So
Right.
shout out and much love to Sheikh Subi Ba. I love him so much, man. But I remember meeting you and your wife, y'all, the love you've always been such a representation of Islam and peace and family. Much love to you and your family, man.
Thank
Your
you, man.
growth, the music. I'm a fan, man. Hey, the
Thank
tracks,
you, brother.
everything
Thank
you
you.
do, man. It's so much what our culture is as American Sufis in 2000, moving into the 2024, man. We need a good group of people that we can trust to do divination and to be able to tell you something without manipulating you. And that's what I
Mm,
do. I do divination for people, and I want to be the person that I didn't have. I'm not going to do no weird stuff behind your back. I'm trying to do this, hopefully, to help find an answer to heal you.
yeah.
It's not about me becoming this fake charlatan, is what I call them.
Yeah.
Pretending to be something. I'm not a sheikh. I'm not a fetisher.
Right.
And as people from the West, do you know what a sheikh is? Not every sheikh is a miracle. Not every miracle is a sheikh.
That's
Not
facts. Yeah.
every fetisher, which is a word that is mostly used in Francophone West Africa, we don't really know what that is over here in the West. We call them jack. Where I'm from, we call them a fake jackblade, bootleg, scammer, preacher. But in Francophone Africa, they use the term charlatan, which is a
Charlatan. Yeah.
You
That's
know,
the that's the
I'm not
that's the phrase
ashamed.
I'm familiar. That's the phrase I'm familiar with. Charlatan. Yeah.
Right. And sometimes, we don't know the difference, and so you have some people who are fetishers, who are magicians, and who are traditional herbalists, and they're not shades, but they know how to do magic.
Right.
It's about what you do. It's about your intention. That's what I always say. It's about your intention. What are
Yeah.
you doing with whatever you call magic? Because magic is what you make it. It's not this spookism stuff that Hollywood
Right.
taught us.
Right. Yeah, because I know some people who got taken by some charlatans.
It's
I've heard some stories, man,
I live in New York.
in the spiritual world, especially, when it comes to like the readings and the divination and stuff like that. Quick story. I went to one of my bros. He going to a reading. He's
Mm,
in the Santeria you know uh theology
Orishas.
or spiritual system. He was in Santeria, and he was like, "Yo, I need you to come with me, come get a reading, blah blah." Blah. And the guy who he was getting the reading from, he was a Baba Lao in Baliombe.
Hmm.
I think I'm saying that right. And that
Yeah.
was that was the first time I was like, what I mean, in a place like that, where they're doing like spiritual rituals and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
me and the brother, we had a good conversation. We was talking about the Moors, we was talking about history, we was talking about voodoo,
Hmm.
all kind of stuff. And I was like, wow, man. I was blown away how similar it is to like, West African spiritual systems and everything. And I was like, man, this ain't no spooky nothing. This is like
It's
this
all
it
one and
seems
the
it
same.
seems so familiar.
Hmm. And that's
Yeah.
because it is. It is. I mean, the only people who did the divided was the colonizer. I
Mhm.
believe the colonizers, not to get too deep in history, but the French put the people who were into the deity practice, which was more of the Yoruba and Nigeria, Benin, they called it the Homi. They gave that to the British. And then people who were more Islamic and had the marabouts and the Greek culture, which was
Yeah.
Senegal, Malidi, they split them up. They didn't want those two together, but it's all one and the same. It's
Right.
just interpreted different. One is from an Islamic perspective, and one is more strictly African. It hasn't been tapped.
Right. Right.
What the French would call voodoo, but really it's just science.
Right. Yeah, man. I
But people use it to do good and bad, though. Same with Islam, unfortunately.
Yeah, facts.
And
With any good thing, the yin and the yang, you need the balance, So
yes,
yeah,
yes.
I understand that science.
But you have some people who can just use their gens. You could be coming in just to get a reading, and that gen could be. You have a lot of dying gens, and this is something that a lot of people don't really like to talk about in English. You have say that I made a pact with a gen, but my great grandfather could have made a pact with a gen. But this gen may be like 3,000, 4,000 years old. He may be on his deathbed,
Yeah.
and say you may have addiction to prostitutes and going to strip clubs. Every time a person, not to get too graphic, masturbates, that jinn goes collect that person's semen, which gives
Wow.
that jinn life. And
Wow.
it's like a lifeline. They live off you. So that magician is gonna get you to do bad stuff anyway.
Wow.
So you have evil. You have a lot of people who go that route. You have evil magicians. You have people who work with the pure jinns. The seven jinns. From the seven seals of Solomon. We teach these things in our dharma through our sheikh Sufi
Quick
God.
plug right now. Sheikh Zulu got the 7 seals rings.
Oh wow! I was just
If you need you a 7 seals rings, hit Sheikh Zulu up.
that's the beauty of what I love about our sheikh is we're building an economy. We're building a community. We're doing what we're supposed to do as people, as Moors and as Aboriginals, Indigenous, Black people, brothers in the diaspora. We're going back to what we're supposed to be doing. We have our community. It's freedom,
Fact.
spirituality. It's a beautiful
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely. Each one teach one, start the commerce, and
Yes.
that's how. I mean, when you look at the West African culture and like Senegal and stuff like that, it's built off a
Mhm.
community.
It is. It
So
is. That's
there's
what it
never,
was.
yeah, all the children, all play together. They all grow up together. Families are tight. Everybody eats together. It's,
Hmm.
it's community based. So we don't really have like a strong sense of community anymore in America. In the West, it's slowly dying. and
Spiritual wars. Spiritual
yeah,
wars. In Islam, we talk about the waswas and these whispers and the manipulation. This is goes back to the jinn, these evil whispers and the sorcery. It's all mental, man. I think that we need the spiritual system that we're bringing with Baba. We're bringing this to the West. Like you just said a minute ago, everything is dying out. There is no community. Well, we're our sheikh is the pioneer. He's the first generation of the Black American bringing this type of teaching to us, man. He made the sacrifice over 20 years ago to go back and forth for Africa. And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here. So,
facts.
alhamdulillah, that, the resurgence of the Black family is here.
Alhamdulillah, we here, man.
I mean, more love.
Oh,
More love. Honestly, I feel bad, Aki, because I was supposed to read that book a year ago, but it was so funny. I was just looking at the PDF a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, man, let me read this. And
yeah,
then you hit me. So it's they say Islamics is mathematics, man. They say Allah is the greatest of planners. So
absolutely, man. Everything was destined to be, man.
yeah. So I
Ain't
have
no
plenty of free time to read now. So I'll definitely make the intention to read it
Yeah,
over this
absolutely.
week.
And we could, what I'm saying, we could go in again and make this a series, what I'm saying? This
I
is
would love to.
yeah, this is gonna be just the introduction, part one. Let everybody know, yo, Korey Salaam on Instagram, yo, he got that work, man. You know what I'm saying? Sheikh
Hi, brother.
Sufi,
I appreciate
he's
you.
a busy, he's a busy person. He's in Germany right now. He's doing things. So if you need some help with divination, if you need some help
Yes.
with the unseen world, holla at
Mm-hmm.
him. He got you, man.
Alhamdulillah. Know that.
So this is only part one, Sufism and Jinn, with
Mm-hmm.
brother Korey Salaam, you know what I'm saying, from the Dara. Shout out to our school, Sheikh Amadou
Right.
Bama International Sufi School. You know what I'm saying? Thank everybody for joining us, man. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see a part two to this video, you know what I'm saying, let us know in the comments, man. Check them out on Instagram. It's your boy Fez Dealer, man. Peace and love.